Hello and welcome to the Stephen Leeson Show, here with you live from the Scientology Community Centre in Dublin. My name is Kenneth O'Regan, standing in for Stephen this week. As usual, bringing you some of Ireland's most talented performers every Friday night. And tonight is no exception, because we are welcoming back not only a good friend, but a very talented rising star to the Irish folk music scene. It's Ross D. Ross is a very proud Kildare man who has built a huge online following to his weekly live stream. He's just released a new live album, which was recorded here in this very room. The album features some of the classic Irish folk songs we all know and love, along with several relatively unknown gems. He's performing for us tonight a mixture of his own original songs, plus a few selections from his fans, commonly referred to as the Bowsies. It's my pleasure to welcome back Ross D. Here he is.
When the time has come to say goodbye and you're all gathered round, wrap me up in me old tricolour as I'm lowered to the ground. Let there be no tears of sorrow as you celebrate my life. Let the whiskey flow till the early morn, and mind my darling wife. But I gave to you the best of me when I answered Ireland's call. Or see your troubled times, so you never let me fall. And through my days, I never waiting for the love of this old land. So lay me down one last time, an honorary Irishman. Oh! I have strolled the cliffs of Moher on a pleasant summer's day. Well, I took the boat to Skellig Michael in the lovely month of May. I watched the golden sunsets in Salt Hill, and I've kissed the Blarney Stone. But now my feet are tired from rambling, and it's time that I went home. Here we go! But I gave to you the best of me when I answered Ireland's call. Or see a troubled time, so you never let me fall. And through my days, I never waited for the love of this old land. So lay me down one last time, an honorary Irishman. Oh! I have strolled the cliffs of Moher on a pleasant summer's day. I took the boat to Skellig Michael in the lovely month of May. I watched the golden sunsets in Salt Hill, I've kissed the Blarney Stone. But now my feet are tired from rambling, and it's time that I went home. Here we go! But I gave to you the best of me when I answered Ireland's call. Or see a troubled time, so you never let me fall. And through my days, I never waited for the love of this old land. So lay me down one last time, an honorary Irishman. Oh! Yeah, an honorary Irishman. So God bless to you, and good night to all. And now I bid to thee adieu, and thanks for all the memories and the good times that we lived through. But I gave to you the best of me when I answered Ireland's call. Or see a troubled time, so you never let me fall. And through my days, I never waited for the love of this old land. So lay me down one last time. Oh, an honorary Irishman. Hey! Yeah, an honorary Irishman. Yeah, an honorary Irishman. Oh, yeah, an honorary Irishman. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, what an honor and a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Thank you so much for coming. People all over the world tuned in. Guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to share it out. Tag somebody, we're thinking of you. People at home as well tonight, as well as the people in the audience. So I'm going to continue on with this song, guys. This is a beautiful song. Song about a man from Derry who travels to New York. He decides to emigrate and leave the love of his life. It's called Paddys Green Shamrock Shore, and it goes like this. From Derry Quay, we sailed away on the 23rd of May. We were boarded by a pleasant crew bound for America. Fresh water there, we did take on 5,000 gallons or more. In case we'd run short, going to New York, far away from the Shamrock shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise Derry town. And twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. If fortune should ever favor me, alright to have money in store, I come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddys Green Shamrock shore. We sailed 3 days, we were all seasick, not a man on board was free. We were all confined to our bunks, with no one to pity poor me. No father dear, no mother kind, to hold up me head when it was sore. Which made me think more on the lassie I left on Paddys Green Shamrock shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise Derry town. And twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. If fortune should ever favor me, alright to have money in store, I come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddys Green Shamrock shore. We safely reached the other side in 3 and 20 days. We were taken as passengers by a man and led round in 6 different ways. We each of us drank a parting glass in case we might never meet more. And we drank a health to old Ireland on Paddys green Shamrock shore. Sing it if you know it. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise Derry town. And twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. If fortune should ever favor me, or I to have money in store, I come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddys green Shamrock shore. I come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddys green Shamrock shore. Thank you so much, guys. I believe we have a few Kildare people in the crowd tonight. On the lilies. I'm going to do a Kildare song for you lads. Thanks a million for travelling. This is called the Roads of Clare. It goes like this. Johnny was born in a mansion down in the county of Clare. Rosie was born by the roadside somewhere in County Kildare. Oh, destiny brought them together on the road near Goulding Monday. Underneath the bright pretty shawl she was singing, and she stole his young heart away. For she sang, meet me tonight by the campfire, come with me over the hill. Let us be married tomorrow, please let me whisper I will. Oh, what if the neighbors are talking? Who cares if your friends stop and stare? For you'll be proud to be married to Rosie, who was reared on the roads of Kildare. Here we go! Think of the parents that reared you, think of your family name. How could you marry a gypsy? Oh, what a terrible shame. Parents and friends, stop your pleading. Don't worry about my affairs, for I have fallen in love with a gypsy who was reared on the roads of Kildare. Here we go! For she sang, meet me tonight by the campfire, come with me over the hill. Let us be married tomorrow, please let me whisper I will. Oh, what if the neighbors are talking? Who cares if your friends stop and stare? For you'll be proud to be married to Rosie, who was reared on the roads of Kildare. Johnny came down from his mansion just as the sun had gone down, facing the roads of old Ireland with a gypsy love so sincere. When he came to the light of the campfire, these are the words he did hear. Here we go! For she sang, meet me tonight by the campfire, come with me over the hill. What if the neighbors are talking? Don't worry about my affairs. Oh, parents and friends, stop your pleading. Don't worry about my affairs, for I have fallen in love with a gypsy who was reared on the roads of Kildare. Yeah, I have fallen in love with a gypsy who was reared on the roads of Kildare. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers. Here we go. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sob sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. Sing it if you know it. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fading at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. Sing it with me. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. And there's a pale sorrow maid who toils her life away with the worn heart, better days are old. Though her voice would be merry, just sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. Sing it with me. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. One more time, let's hear it. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Thank you so much, guys. That's dedicated to the last year and a half. Definitely hard times. I'm going to continue on with this song. This is a song I picked up from one of my favourite artists or bands from Kildare, no less. You get that in any chance I get. This is a Planksty song, and it goes like this. I am a roving haggard lad that loves the Shamrock shore. My name is Pat MacDonald and my age is 84. We loved and well respected by me neighbours one and all. On St. Patrick's Day I like to stray around Levy and Grouse Hall. When I was young I danced and sung and drank strong whiskey too. In bean shop sold a drop of the real Mountain Dew. With poaching still on every hill, the peelers had no call. On street Tredone I am alone around Levy and Grouse Hall. I used to go from town to town, cause haggling was me trade. I don't deny I thought that I an honest living made. Where'er I strayed by night or day, the youth would always call to have the crack with Paddy Jack, the hackler from Grouse Hall. I think it's strange how very much the times have changed of late. Coercion now is all around with peelers on the bed. The ticket glass is now, alas, the greatest crime of all, since Balfour placed that hungry base, the sergeant from Grouse Hall. The busy tool of casserole, he wanders night and day. Take a gold up by the throat for want of better prey. The nasty skunky swear you're drunk when you've had none at all. There is no peace around the place since he came to Grouse Hall. Was on pretense of this offence, he dragged me off to jail, alone to dwell in that cold cell, me fortune to bewail. Me hoary head and that blank bed, just wrong for vengeance call. He ruled the day, he dragged away the hackler from Grouse Hall. He run pell-mell down into hell to search for putting there. Won't be Lotie's fair, I know they found it in Kildare. You search your bed from foot to head, sheet blankets stick and all. Your wife undressed must leave the nest for Jemmy from Grouse Hall. Thank God the day's not far away when homeroom will be seen, and brave Parnell at home to dwell and shine in College Green. Our policemen them will be our nation's choice for one and all, and Balfour's pack will get a sack and be banished from Grouse Hall. Come old and young, clear up your lung and sing this little song. Conjoin with me and let them see you'll always end the wrong. While I live, I'll always give a prayer for his downfall. When I die, I don't deny I'll hold them from Grouse Hall. And when I die, I don't deny I'll hold them from Grouse Hall. All the well-known stuff tonight, lads. Come here, I'm going to continue on with this song. This song actually reminded me, I was listening to an interview yesterday with Ronnie Drew, and he said, I thought it was a very funny comment. He said, no good story ever started out in a coffee shop. In other words, you know, everything happens in the pub and all the good stories you have. So this led into nicely into this song. It's all about a man who goes in the piss, and he comes home one night and he's steamed, and he gets, instead of getting into his wife's name is Biddy, by the way, okay? So instead of getting in beside Biddy, he gets in beside the pig in the pigsty, and he goes to sleep. So I'm going to teach you the chorus. If you don't know it, it goes, "Lave me to sleep, Biddy, lave me to sleep." Do you want to repeat it back to me? That's it. So when you hear me singing that, sing along with me. Here we go. Backwards and forwards, I've been reeling and tight. That was on some spree that I've been on last night. I've been up to McCarthy's with Patsy O'Mar, and we drank the black bottle from under the bar. We drank and we drank, boys, we banished all care, and we gave not a thought to foul weather nor fair. And now on the floor I'm curled up in a heap. Biddy, lave me to sleep, Biddy, lave me to sleep. Oh, I'm clasped to the pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs on his curly tail are tickling my face. There's no use in telling me I'm sober to keep. Biddy, lave me to sleep, Biddy, lave me to sleep. Yep. Oh, a long time ago, in the days that are gone, how gaily I flurried my naughty black turn. And if I but only had it tonight, maybe we wouldn't be off for a fight. And if Pat Murphy I happen to meet, it's an elegant rucksheens we've had in the street. And he'd soon be glad in his knothole to creep. Biddy laid me to sleep, biddy laid me to sleep. Oh, I'm close to the pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs on his curly tail are tickling my face. There's no use in telling me I'm sober to keep. Biddy laid me to sleep, biddy laid me to sleep. Drop down by the pig here and share his embrace, and let my red whiskers lie close to your face. The crater won't hurt you, no, he'll do you no harm, and sing you to sleep with the sounds of me snore. She's up beside me as you have done before. I'll sing you to sleep with the sounds of me snore. The rats and the mice all around us will creep. Biddy laid me to sleep, biddy laid me to sleep. Oh, I'm close to the pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs on his curly tail are tickling my face. There's no use in telling me I'm sober to keep. Biddy laid me to sleep, biddy laid me to sleep. Oh, I'm close to the pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs on his curly tail are tickling my face. There's no use in telling me I'm sober to keep. Biddy laid me to sleep, biddy laid me to sleep. Biddy laid me to sleep, biddy laid me to sleep. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a fantastic set by Rusty. We've a huge Kildare contingent in the audience tonight, absolutely loving it. Aren't you, folks? There they are. Have a few questions there. Biddy lay me to sleep has put a smile on my face. He's going to be joining me very shortly, and I'm going to question him about that. As well, I heard a song in there that I didn't quite recognise, so I'm going to turn to Ross now. And
how's it going?
Ross, how are you?
Not a bother. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. Listen, that was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was good. It was nice to be back on the stage and, you know, with an audience and, yeah, in good company. So,
and man,
lovely.
You look as comfortable out there as...
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, it's been, yeah, I suppose it's a transition into, you know, just getting back into it. You know, it's been a long time kind of away from the stage, you know, so... But we're getting there.
We're getting
there. Yeah.
Can I just ask you very quickly?
Yes.
There was a song in there, I'm presuming, because you're doing a few originals tonight, and there's one I didn't quite recognise. Which one was that? At the top?
At the very top?
What was one at the top?
Honorary Irish Man. Yeah, that's an original.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a song that a really amazing songwriter that I'm working with at the minute called Thomas Goulding.
Right.
If anybody that's familiar with the Livestream will always hear me talking about him, so they're well used to him. But yeah, so myself and Thomas have been working together for a long time. Well, it feels like a long time, but it's probably only a few months in reality. But yeah, it's I'm going to actually play 2 songs tonight that we've worked on together. He writes the lyrics, he sends them to me, I put them to music. It's very simple.
You put the magic into them then, right?
Well, no, listen, to be honest with you, to give him his due, you know what, actually I was hoping Thomas would be here tonight. Right. We're going to have him up, but his wife actually had a lovely baby boy only a few weeks ago, Colleen, and so he couldn't be here. So fantastic. I'll have to give him a shout out.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. And yeah, so we're going to have him up, but listen, we'll get him up hopefully the next time.
We'll see him again.
Exactly, please God.
So can we just learn a few things about you? How did you get into music? Where did it all start for you?
I suppose it started childhood. Yeah, just absolutely obsessed with music all my life. I'm kind of, you know what, I'm kind of lucky. I've no other hobbies. I've no interest, you know, in football or sport or. I've just been obsessed. Like any spare minute I ever got from the time I was 5, I was very lucky to have an older brother and a cousin obsessed with music. So when I think back now, like 5 years old, I was mad into Guns N' Roses, Metallica, all those, you know. Yes. 5 years of age, like it's absolutely mental. But obsessed with music all my life. So And we had a guitar in the house. Funnily enough, even though nobody played an instrument, we always had a guitar. So that's actually a lesson. If anybody's listening at home, you know, I think, especially people with kids, to have a guitar in the corner, it's an amazing thing for a child, like whether to pick it up or they don't, but to have a musical instrument in the house, you know, because it was sitting there all my life, and you just start jumping off the couch with it, pretending to be, you know, whoever.
Well, that's how it all starts.
That's it, and then you start making noise with it, and then you know, eventually then you want a good, you know, proper guitar, proper instrument or whatever. So, but I think it's a great lesson. It got me interested, you know, and it just it was there. And then eventually I played drums for years. Got a drum kit. I was originally a drummer, and
the folks were delighted.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually I had to build me a shed out the back just to keep the noise level down. But that was it. You know, from there on, just drums mainly, bass for a while, and then eventually, around 17, I just concentrated solely on the guitar, and just started writing songs and. Just obsessed, like I can't switch off. This mind is just locked in.
I get it. I totally
you
get
understand.
It. Yeah. And come here, tell me, because I've heard a lot about your online shows that you put on.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm particularly interested in because it's something I haven't fully embraced myself. So, like, how did it all begin for you? How did that start?
Well, obviously, COVID was the main factor. You know, COVID hit in March, and everything stopped. Like, music came to a halt, you know, and I seen people going live. I had a Facebook account, but I had not put anything on it in about 5 years. I had no interest in the internet. I had no interest in technology. You know, I'm old school. You know, I was born in the wrong era, but I had no interest. But from March to about June, I was like, you know, to be honest, just to be fair to people at home, like, it was like everybody was going through a rough time. You know, I was sitting there going, what am I going to do with myself? Like, this is mental. You know, your livelihood is gone. And listen, don't get me wrong, there's 1,000 other people, you know, worse off than me. But for me personally, and anyway, gets to June, I'm like, right, I have to do something. What'll I do? Well, I like playing live. So that was it. I just learned how to live stream, got a few little gadgets and gizmos to kind of make the sound decent. Although the first few were just, I was telling someone the other day, it was a phone duct taped to a broom handle and just sellotaped to the wall, and that was the first about 5 live streams.
So we've all done gigs.
Yeah, exactly. So it was rough and ready, but it was brilliant. Like, it just started off, and then I have to give a shout out. Like, there's a couple of different Facebook pages, like Irish Gigs and Glasgow Irish Bands and Gigs. Yeah. They really helped me out. They took me under their wing, and they allowed me to take over their page. So I would sign in as them and go live from their page, and that was the start of it, because they would have a huge audience. So, you know, I was straight in to, like, you know, 100,000 people straight away, you know what I mean? Yeah, so it was great because I'd no followers, I'd no nothing, I didn't have a fan base. So that allowed me, those guys allowed me to kind of get them, you know, figure out what to do. And then I could direct people back to my page and, you know, kind of build up a following from there. So that was the start of it. And start going live once a week, and like, we're about 1.5 years into it, you know.
And when do you go live?
Friday nights, pretty much. It's been Friday night at 9 o'clock for a long, long time. Now,
so you're going straight there after here?
No, I don't think so. This is enough for all night. But look, because things are starting to pick up now, so I'm getting calls, I'm getting emails, I'm getting, you know, booked. So. But we're going to continue the live stream, definitely. We might change tonight, we might do something slightly different. But so we've built up a community of people, you know. Honestly, like, as you said in the intro, they're called the Bowsies. Up the Bowsies, says someone. I nicknamed them that in the early days, and we even have merchandise now. We have T-shirts with the Bowsies. I just brought out a new black one. I sent them all over the world last week. You know, Canada, America.
And where's all the merchandise? Is that on your Facebook?
Yeah. So it's available from the Facebook, and it's all there. But
and just for the wonderful people out in Webland, Your Facebook page is
Ross D Music, all
Ross
one
D
word.
Music, all
Yeah,
one word,
yeah.
and they can get all the merchandise they want
Exactly.
there,
That's
and
it.
they can hear you on Friday nights or going forward.
Going forward.
maybe a pre-record or something.
Sunday morning or something.
Sunday morning on his way home.
Yeah, exactly. But no, as I said, it's amazing. I get these amazing messages from people, genuine, saying how it helped them through the dark times of COVID, the lockdowns, all this stuff. We were doing them in the middle of winter, and there was people religiously, because in fairness, there's nothing else to do, so it was, you know what I mean? It wasn't hard, there was nothing on the telly, and it was amazing, and as I said this before, but my answer to that is, but they helped me through, because I was lost before. I didn't know what to be doing with myself, and it just gave me it gave me a path, it gave me a goal, it gave me a vision, and I just never looked back then after that. It was constantly building it.
I have to say, just even watching you perform, you're very relaxed, comforting to watch. It's very easy to watch you perform.
Inside, I'm dying.
So no, it really is, and I was like, it's a pleasure to listen to you. And I love the fact that you're doing original material.
I should have been an actor.
What?
I should have been an actor.
You should have been an actor.
I'm crying here. I'm dying away here. No, look, I suppose I've gigged all my life though.
Yeah.
Even though people like.
What age did you start? Like actual out gigging?
I suppose 16, 17, or 14. I haven't a clue. Because I was a drummer, I was a hired hand. Yeah, God only knows. I probably
a mercenary.
I shouldn't have been out gigging. That's all I know. I should have been at home in bed. But it was great. It was a great learning curve. It was great because when you're sitting behind, and you're playing drums, you get to learn. You get to learn.
You get to watch everything.
You get to watch everything.
Yeah.
You get to see. You get to learn. You get to learn what to do and what not to do.
What not to do.
And so that was great. That was great. And then, as I say, so I'm gigging years, and I've just, but I had no interest in sort of getting online and stuff like that. And that's why, just to flip it all back on its head, there was a huge positive aspect to COVID. I know it's been a terrible situation for a lot of people, but getting away from that and just looking at the positive, it's been a huge positive thing for me.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people like yourselves have connected with people they may not have connected with before.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely seen that, and audiences you may not have seen before.
Exactly.
And as well, we're all learning how to use gadgets we've never used before.
I'm still learning. Trust me.
Still learning, and
tough game.
Oh, it is indeed, but you're doing a great job, man. And
cheers, man.
I tell you, I love, as I said, I love the original song, and I do believe you've 2 more originals lined up in your second set.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to do a song on the Bowron next. That's the first song I'm going to do. So the Bowron is a big hit on the live streams. People love it.
Bowron's a big hit with me. I love the Bowron.
Well, we'll get you up for this. No, it's good crack, and it's a great instrument. But I'm going to do. So the second song I'm going to do, The Good Old Days. It's called. It's another Thomas Goulding song. It's we've worked on it together. Well, no, I tell a lie. He sends me the lyrics, and you hit on something there actually, like you were saying. That's where the magic happens. But it's funny. He sends me the lyrics, and I hear the melody,
Yes.
and he. Even though I set it to music, he just has a way of putting the words on a page. So I have to say, I'm the voice of it, but he's the he's the creator of it, I think. So this was a really good song. We worked on it together. We kind of went back and forth for a while just to really pin down exactly. But he's phenomenal. I don't want to speak for him. I was hoping he'd be here to tell the story. But he the way he wrote the song was amazing. He spent some time in a really small village called Goulding, and he said what was really cool, right? He wrote the song and then he sent it to me, but then he started sending me pictures that he took of the town and the stuff he was talking about in the town. So it was amazing. So I was sitting there reading the lyrics, looking at the pictures visually. The song wrote itself, genuinely,
That's
it's
amazing.
And I will say, actually, just to give him his due, I'm going to do another song called See the Stars. That's an original song that I wrote myself, but I always give him a credit because he sent me a song called See the Stars. And I was trying to put it to music, and I was working on it, and I just couldn't make it fit. So I decided to steal the name and write my own
You stole
song.
the title.
I stole the title, and he very, very graciously let me rob the song title and take it for my own. So Thomas, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So, but again, the song wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him,
Well, there you
because
go.
he
Inspiration.
sparked it. Yeah,
Yeah.
when I just seen that, see the stars.
You get that spark of creativity.
Exactly.
That's it.
So it all, you know, it all leads to full circle. So
So I'm dying to. Well, I've heard a little bit of the Bowron
give it a bash.
in your sound check and loved it. So I can't wait to hear the full thing. So are you ready to go back and give us a little bit more?
yes, let's do it.
Really looking forward to it.
Yes, lovely. Thank
All
you.
right, Waz. That's it. Cheers, buddy. Well, here we go. I've been really looking forward to this. As I said, I heard a little bit of this in the sound check. I absolutely love percussion. The Bowron is one of my favorite instruments, and it's an absolute treat listening to Ross play this. And I've heard some of the rest of the set as well. So, folks, you're in for an absolute treat here, I have to say. Fantastic young man, fantastic representative of his county Kildare. Very proud living there. Great musician. And can I just say as well, if you're wondering what that sound in the background he's using is what we call a stomp pedal. And this stomp pedal as well is something that I love. I might get it from my car, actually. So here we are. Once again, this is Ross D. Take it away.
Thanks a lot, guys. Here's a song for you next called Tipping It Up to Nancy. It goes like this. Well, there lived a woman in our town, a woman you all know well. She loved her husband dearly and another one twice as well. Now with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. She went to the chemist shop, remedies to find. She, have you got anything that'll make me husband blind? Now with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. So she gave him eggs and marrow bones and made him suck them all. It won't be some very long after when he won't see you at all. Now with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. If in this world I cannot see, it's here I cannot stay. I think I go and throw myself, said she, come on, I'll show you the way we be right. Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. She led him to the river, she led him to the brim, but sly enough for Martin, it was him that shoved her in. Now with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. So she swam to the river, she swam to the brim, crying, Martin, dear Martin, don't leave me behind. Up, she, you silly old fool, you know poor Martin's blind. Now with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. If in this world I cannot see, it's here I cannot stay. I think I'll go and throw myself, she, come on, I'll show you the way with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. With me right, Finnegan Harry-o, me tip, Finny go on with me right, Finnegan Harry-o, tipping it up to Nancy. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers. Yoo-hoo. How are you getting on, lads? Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. This mic's not behaving itself. To all the viewers at home, lads, thanks a million for tuning in. I hope everybody is doing well, all the bowsies. What an honour and a pleasure to come on here tonight and play a few tunes for you and not be in a tracksuit bottoms in my shed in County Kildare. Does anybody else trousers not fit them anymore? Yeah. Welcome to my world. Guys, thanks a million. I'm going to continue on with this song. It's, well, let's see if I got a play. What are we doing? We're going to play an original song next, guys. This is the one I spoke about earlier. This is called The Good Old Days. It's by lyrics by Thomas Goulding and music by myself. It goes like this. In my childhood town of Goulding, as I was passing through, I strolled along the main street in the misty morning dew. My mind, it got to thinking more as I moved along the way of Ireland's towns and villages that want for a better day. Yeah, the neglected bars and butchers and that little grocery store were once awash with busy feet, now sadly trade no more. The young ones, they've all gone away, chasing all their dreams, while the old tend the mass on Sunday, a lost town's lonesome theme. Yeah, no children playing in the street, the echoed halls where once they meet. Faded dreams, forgotten ways, oh, I'm longing for the good old days. I'm longing for the good old days. So I sit and stop and rest a while outside the parish hall, in a whisper of the passing wind, old songs so softly call. Well, I close my eyes and reminisce, and a smile comes over my face, recalling how we used to dance back in the good old days. Yeah, no children playing in the street, the echoed halls where once they meet. Faded dreams, forgotten ways, oh, I'm longing for the good old days, longing for the good old days. Then I think of our forsaken love that summer by the lake, laying underneath the star-filled sky, all the plans you put in place. When a letter came, you had to leave across the Irish Sea. Ah, but the shining lights of London town, they were far too bright for me. Yeah, no children playing in the street, the echoed halls where once they meet. Faded dreams, forgotten ways, oh, I'm longing for the good old days, longing for the good old days. The mirror was much clearer than reflections bold and true. I dream of all those simpler times, all the faces I once knew. Close my eyes and reminisce, a smile comes over my face, recalling how we used to dance back in the good old days. Oh, and I wonder, do you ever think of me back in the good old days and how it used to be? Yeah, no children playing in the street, the echoed halls where once they meet, faded dreams, forgotten ways. I'm longing for the good old days. I'm longing for the good old days. Thank you so much, guys. Cheers. Thanks a lot, guys. Had to break out the harmonica. I was just coming up in the car here tonight and I realised that I somehow subconsciously gave a little nod tonight to all my heroes in Irish folk music. And I didn't really mean to, but I did. So here is a nod to the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem. And I first heard these guys do this song when I was a child. And it's actually two songs together, so it's a little mash-up. And they were ahead of the posse. They were mashing up songs back in 1956. So it goes like this. Here we go. As I went a walking one morning in May, I met a young couple so fondly that stray. One was a young maid so sweet and so fair, and the other was a soldier and a brave grenadier. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together now to hear the nightingale sing. Well, out of his knapsack he took a fine little fiddle, and he played such merry tunes that the valleys did ring. He played such merry tunes that you ever did hear. And softly cried the fair maid as the nightingale sings. And we kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. Well, now, says the young maid, will you marry me? Oh no, said the soldier, however can that be? For I've my own wife at home in my own country. and she is the finest little maid that you ever did see. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arm in arm along the road like sister and brother. They went arm in arm along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. Yeah, they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. Here we go. Was down by Brannigan's corner one morning I did stray. I met a fellow rebel and to me he did say, we have orders from the captain to assemble at Dunbar, but how are we to get there without a motor car? Oh Barney dear, be off with cheer, I tell you what we'll do. The specials they are plentiful, but they are few. We'll send a wire to Johnson to meet us at Stranraer. I'ma give the boys a bloody good drive in Johnson's motor car. When Dr. Johnson heard the news, he soon put on his shoes. He says this is an urgent case, there is no time to lose. He then put on his castor hat and on his breast a star. You could hear the ding going through Glenfin of Johnson's motor car. Well, when he gets to the railway bridge, the rebels he saw there, Johnson knew the game was up, for at him they did stare. He said, I have a permit that travel near and far. Ah, the hell with your English permit, we want your motor car. When they got the belting, when they hear the news, my car, it has been commandeered by the rebels at Dunluce. We'll give you a receipt for it, all signed by Captain Barr. And when Ireland gets her freedom, boy, you'll get your motor car. Well, they put the car in motion and they filled it to the brim with guns and bayonets shining, which made all Johnson grin. And Barney hoisted the Sinn Féin flag and it fluttered like a star. And we gave 3 cheers for the IRA and Johnson's motor car. Thank you so much, guys. I'll continue on with this one for you next. I don't have any of these lights in my shed either, which takes a bit of getting used to. I could do with them, keep you warm anyway. Right, here's a song for you next that you might recognize if you do sing along with me. It's called The Rare Owl Mountain Dew, and it goes like this. Ah, let the grasses grow and the waters flow in a free and easy way. But give me enough of the rare old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. Come gouge us all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. I'ma give them a slip, I'ma take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew. Here we go! Ah, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-dum-a-dum-day, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-dum-a-diddle-dum-day. Ah, there's a neat little sill at the foot of the hill where the smoke curls up from the sky. By a whiff and a smell you can plainly tell if there's butching pies close by. For it fills the air with a perfume rare that pervades both me and you. And it's home we'll roll and we'll drink a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Here we go! Ah, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-dum-a-dum-diddle-dum-day, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-dum-a-dum-diddle-dum-day. Oh! There's learned men as they used a pen who have written your prices high. And that sweet butching from Ireland green, distilled from wheat and rye. Go away with your pills, it'll cure all ills, be a pagan, Christian or Jew. Take off your coat and grease your throat for a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Sing it with me! Ah, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-dum-a-dum-diddle-dum-day, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-a-dum-a-dum-diddle-dum-day. Oh! Yeah, let the grasses grow and the waters flow in a free and easy way. But give me enough of the rare old stuff that's made near Galway Bay. Come gouge yourself from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. I'ma give them a slip, I'ma take a sip of the rare old mountain dew. Sing it with me! Ah, skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-dup-a-dum-diddle-dum-day. Skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-dup-a-dum-diddle-dum-day. One more time. Ah, skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-dup-a-dum-diddle-dum-day. Skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-diddle-diddle-dum, skiddle-dup-a-dum-diddle-dum-day. I miss me hop house, lads. I'm not going to lie to you. Any of the regulars will get the meaning there. I'm going to continue on with this one, guys. We mentioned this earlier. This is an original song. It's called See the Stars. And it goes like this, if I can remember it. We'll give it a go. 3, 4. Oh no, please don't come into my mind. Oh no, 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 not this time. But I'm sorry for leaving you, 'cause I won't be there when you need me. I promise I'll always be in your heart. Don't be afraid, I'll be right there, holding your hand, guiding you through the dark. And we'll see the stars wherever you are. And we'll see the stars wherever that you are. Oh no, no one ever leave your side. Oh no, I hope you know how much you fill me with pride. But I'm sorry for leaving you, 'cause I won't be there when you need me. I promise I'll always be in your heart. Don't be afraid, I'll be right there, holding your hand, guiding you through the dark. And we'll see the stars wherever you are. And we'll see the stars wherever that you are. Ooh. Look above the stars, they're shining so brightly. See the stars tonight, oh, they're shining just for you. 'Cause I won't be there when you need me. I promise I'll always be in your heart. Don't be afraid, I'll be right there, holding your hand, guiding you to the top. And we'll see the stars wherever you are. and we'll see the stars wherever that you are. Ooh, ooh,
Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute treat tonight has been. I'm really delighted that Stephen took tonight off and handed it over to me. I haven't been to a gig myself for a while, so this has been an absolute treat, I must say. Loving Ross's music, loving his style. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And I'm joined once again.
How are we doing?
How are you?
Good, enjoyed that.
Yeah, How you feeling okay after that now?
No.
No?
I'm in a hip.
Are you in a hip?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm no, listen, it was lovely. It's an incredible venue here. The guys will attest to that. It's amazing venue, and the staff and everyone. You know, it's an honour to come here and play music, and especially as well. This is the thing, because I built an online following first. You know, a lot of the fans and a lot of the Bowsies are international. You know, they're all over the world. So. Yeah. It's great that when you do something like this, that everyone can participate, everyone can watch, you know, and I guarantee you there's comments going in left, right and centre, and there's serious slagging and messing going on. It's a fact, it's guaranteed. So yeah, it's just lovely to include everybody, you know, because as I say, it's a community, you know, honestly. Yeah. People meet up everywhere. It's like their meeting point. It's like, you know, as I say, I'm only repeating what they tell me, like the forged friendships, relationships, you know, everything through the live stream, through, you know. So it's what an honour, you know.
It's fantastic. You know, I mean, if you thought back when everything was shut down,
yeah,
that let's say COVID would have given you this opportunity, that this would have, you know, that this kind of experience could have happened for you, you probably didn't even imagine it back then.
No, not at all. I did selfishly. I did it for myself. You know, I knew I had to do something for my mental health, and you know, I like to mention that, because there's a lot. You know, people are afraid to mention that word, and you know, everyone struggles, everyone suffers. You know, but I needed to do something. Like the time had come. I had my wife's head wrecked. She's out there somewhere, and you know, I was cracking up at home, and you know, I've played music all my life. Like I've played music at least an hour or 2 hours a day since I was 11, you know, whether it be drums, bass, guitar, singing, whatever it is, and so I continued that, but there was no goal, you know. So you know, people often ask me like about starting out and you know, maybe trying to learn how to live stream, or you know, whatever, learn an instrument, but you need a goal, you know, and you need a focus, and because if not, you'll just, I'll do 10 minutes tonight or whatever. But when you have you know, you have to build on it, you have to work on it, you have to, you know, to keep going at it. So that's why it was a huge thing.
Totally
for me,
get that.
You know,
I like to call I mean it affectionately. I often refer to people who are not musicians as muggles, like in Harry Potter. They're not, you know, and they don't seem to, you know, they probably don't get that we always have an end goal, and the end goal is always the gig. Yeah. You know, or the live performance, or producing this new piece of music, and that just vanished. Yeah. That end goal for all of us just vanished gone overnight. Exactly. And amazing that you were able to put something in place like that. And I tell you what, one thing I want to get back to, because I write myself, I'm very interested in.
I know you do.
I'm very interested.
Guys, if you're watching at home, you need to check out this man in action. The Rock Tenors. Is that the name of the Facebook page? We might as well give you a plug, because
Ross, you're very
well,
kind.
listen, no, but it's a phenomenal show.
Thank
you. How would you describe it briefly? Because it's very hard to describe.
Classical meets rock. That's just
right. Okay, but guys, it's phenomenal. 3 singers,
3 vocalists.
Yeah, probably the best guitar player I've ever seen in my life.
Kevin Wims is the best guitarist I've ever seen.
It's like a stage show, guys. It's like a big production. It's not something you'd see in a pub. You know, it's a huge production. And yeah, guys, check it out. Rock Tenors. I have to get, because I'm blown away by it. I can't wait for you to.
Thank you very much.
Gigging,
thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I'm just.
But I do want to, again, the other stuff, as I said, I do other stuff and write, and I'm amazed by. anybody who writes music. And the thing I always think about, I'm always interested in, like you mentioned some of your influences.
Yeah.
And you kind of paid homage, not knowingly, but tonight.
Yeah.
And that's something I wanted to ask you. Like, has that stayed with you always, that music in your head? Because it has for me from childhood. Does that, if you incorporated them into your songwriting, do you get kind of inspiration there?
Well, completely. Like the beauty of the Irish folk music for me is I grew up on it. So I was not only reared on it, but I'm educated in it. Like I loved it, huge passion for it all my life, and I suppose when you grow up in a house with all the greats, Luke Kelly, Dubliners, Christy Moore, and all that, so it was just embedded in me. It was but you hit your teenage years, you want to headbang, and whatever. So it took me down a different road for a little while, because. I just started off gigging and I could never get the time, and that's why I bring it back to the wife. Like I had her head wrecked for the last 10, 15 years because I was just mad. Yeah, she's shouting at me already. I'm in trouble.
Heckling you.
Heckling, exactly. And so I was mad to do the Irish songbook, to learn it properly, and to to give it a go, but I just couldn't get the chance, because I was gigging every weekend, and it was things were going great for me, but it was in a different, I hadn't a huge interest in it. It was just kind of rock and pop, and it was grand. Like I enjoyed it, and I wrote songs in that vein for many years as well. But as again, bringing it back to COVID and turning it into a positive thing, it allowed me the opportunity to focus.
Those gigs inspire all the sad songs you write.
Exactly.
Some of the
had a few bad ones. Trust me.
So tell me, like the original songs, as you said, you write. Thomas Goulding has written some lyrics, and for some of your songs, you put the music to them. But that last song, the one you stole the title to, that's all your own.
Yeah, that song. Do you know what? I came. If anybody remembers, we had a heat wave in the summer.
What year was that?
Yeah, exactly. When Jesus was a boy, but I remember I had the house to myself, and I just sat down with the guitar, and I swear to God, I just poured out me. Now again, he sent me a song called "See the Stars," and I had that in my head. I just couldn't get rid of it. It was just kind of. It just made my mind kind of explode, and I knew there was a song there, and it just poured out me in about 20 minutes. And I've never changed a word of it since, even though I probably should, but because it was written so quick, But I just said, it's going to be a piece of time. It's going to be that. And people have messaged me about it, saying they can pick things out of it. It reminds me of their daughter or their mother, or a relationship or something like that. So they find something different in it. So I knew I was onto a winner with that one, because it did resonate with people.
And all these songs, like we were talking about, you have recorded here.
Yeah.
You recorded a live album here.
I did, yes. I was very, very lucky to come here one day. The days and weeks and months are a blur.
Actually, they've all rolled into one.
Exactly. So I can't put a time on it, but I came here, I set up all my equipment, and the guys very graciously recorded, and we did 7 songs in total. So it's a mini album. But it was just a huge honour. As I said, the level of professionalism and equipment and the guys and everything is just amazing here. And I came in, recorded it, got some amazing help from everyone, from the whole production team, and again we put it together. So it was cool. We released a live video. So, the live performance of one song every week for 7 weeks. And then at the end of 7 weeks, the album was available to download the audio.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, from iTunes and Spotify and all of that. So it was kind of cool because there was a big build-up to it, every week. And, for 7 weeks, I was able to release this really highly professionally shot video, So, and it's been shared as well a lot. Like, the Irish Post have picked up on it, and a few kind of virally type things, that have worked well for me. So it was, I'd say it all came from coming here and
are these the songs you performed tonight? Right? Are they on the album, or
no? Do you know what?
What made it?
Me being me. No, I did a completely different set tonight.
Fair play.
Yeah, look at I'm not. I've so many songs, and I love playing different songs, and that's the other thing about the live stream. Every live stream is completely different. I never do the same live stream ever. Now we'll repeat songs, but I try not to. It could be 4 or 5 weeks before we repeat a song, and I love that because every night is completely different and every night is special. We've had there's some loads of stories, but we had a girl called Mary, who was in the hospital with her daughter, and her daughter was giving birth, and she was commenting through the whole gig about giving us little updates, and the mother-to-be or whatever was sitting there looking at the live stream. She wasn't able to comment because she was in agony, but yeah, and then like she messaged me, she's like, the baby was born and healthy and all of this. So there's been loads of crazy
That's
stuff
amazing.
like that. Yeah, it is. So it's been a great, it's been a great.
Fantastic.
Great
And the album, now I know we mentioned earlier that you're Rusty Music
Yeah.
on Facebook. Is that the only place you can go and get your music?
Well, do you know what? It's on all the platforms. So if you just type in Rusty, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Deezer, I know there's loads of them. I can't think.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's loads of, but it's on them all. Thank
Yeah.
to God, like whatever you're into, it's on Amazon Prime, and even YouTube. So I have the videos on YouTube. And
Have you a YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay, Rusty Music as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So Rusty Music on YouTube, Rusty Music Facebook,
Instagram. the whole
Instagram.
lot. Yeah, that's as
and-
far as I've got. I haven't got onto TikTok or
yeah,
like that.
TikTok.
I'm too old for that.
That's a strange world, isn't it?
Oh,
TikTok.
stop
I
it.
haven't gone there
I
myself.
can't dance. I have two left feet, so
They can't dance either, Ross. Let me tell you.
true enough.
So getting back, I'm just kind of, it's just where do you see yourself, like, what are you hoping for? I mean, obviously, I'm hoping you can, like, that this success online continues and you're able to find a way as the world opens back up for us. But where are you hoping to get to?
Home tonight with a bit of luck and a can of hot house in the fridge. No, look at it. To be honest, I had what's the word? An epiphany. I'm going to use a fancy word, but I had an epiphany. I played my first gig there about a month ago, 2 months ago, when things opened back up to an audience and packed pub, and they were all singing and dancing, and it went down well. It was grand, but I realised that I don't really need an audience. I play for the love of music, and whether I sit in a room on my own with a guitar, I'm happy, So I think, like I'm going to push, I keep pushing the envelope as far as I can. But I play for me, and once I'm playing for me, and I'm playing the songs that I enjoy, and people are listening. That's the main thing, But we have plans. I just mentioned really quickly. I'm working with a guy called David Whelan. And we were here before, actually. We were here for a charity event. It's actually Thomas Goulding's charity that we're here. There was loads of singers.
I'm going to get to that in a second.
Right, I'm ahead of you.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of you. So, yeah, it was a phenomenal night. So we did that. We did 3 songs with him. So basically, we've started. So we're working on stuff as well. So I kind of have the Rusty, and then I have the Rusty and David Whelan. So I have 2 projects kind of run together. So to be honest with you, there'll be 2 albums coming. There'll be a solo album and an album, and he is a phenomenal multi-instrumentalist. He plays everything. He's one of the guys, you really hate those guys.
We were talking about these guys earlier.
Anything he picks up, he can play, and he's phenomenal. And so to be associated with the likes of him. So yeah, we're working on loads of stuff. We've a few gigs coming up with him, and there will be, as I say, hopefully 2 albums on the way. All going well, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, loads of gigs, and
I hope everybody gets out there and supports it and buys it off your. Have you got a website?
I don't have a website. Don't shoot me. I know. I need to get on that.
There's great platforms out there, but you don't want to be giving them all the money.
Exactly.
Do you know? If you want to go in your direction for all your hard work. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm gonna obviously I'll find you online. No problem. We have all the information, and I'll keep an eye on how that moves along. Now I just want to briefly get back to Thomas Goulding and how you first performed here. It was prior to your album recording.
Yes.
So do you want to tell us a little about that and tell us about Thomas?
Yeah, well, Thomas organised this amazing charity event for his daughter that very sadly passed away. And he kind of set up a fundraiser or foundation in her name. And we all came here, and like there was about 12, 15 acts, some big names like All Folked Up and Rory and the Island, and me, of course, being the biggest name of all. No, but it was a phenomenal night, and all the guys came here, and it was just a beautiful atmosphere. You can actually watch the night back. It's available online. So the Beat of Your Heart Foundation.
Beat of Your Heart Foundation.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can check it out. So it was an amazing night, and that was the first night then that I suppose I got to know the guys and Thomas and kind of got me got me bearings
It's a big circle. We have you work with Thomas, you writing songs together, you performing on his charity gig, which was in here. You end up recording your album here.
Yeah, well,
it's
Thomas actually. I know we're talking about Thomas a lot tonight, but he rang me one night. He seen me online before the charity event. He seen me online. He goes, "Would you be interested in singing one of my songs?" And I was like, I get these emails a lot, and I go, "Oh Jesus," because people are, sometimes people throw stuff together, but it's just thrown together. It's not there's not a lot of time put into it. Songs, as you know, take years sometimes to get it right. And when I read this, like I literally had shivers up my back. Like he sent me over a few things, and I knew they were special. I knew they were different. Like and but anyway, he said to me. Well, he rang me a few nights later and he goes, "Can you do that with one of them?" And I was like, yeah. But he said to me, he said something just off the cuff or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, but you're the next generation." And I was like I just got a shiver kind of up me. I was like, "What do you mean?" He didn't even mean to kind of say it, but he goes, "Well, who's going to take over from everyone else? From the legends, the Christy Moores of this world." And I have to say, I always give him credit for this because the fire was burning already. I was doing my live stream, like I was so focused and dedicated, but he threw petrol on the fire. You know what I mean? He just he lit. He threw a can of. He did, and I was like, shit. He was probably intoxicated at the time. God only knows. He wasn't in his right frame of mind. But to put that out there, that these guys, like myself and the other guys that were here on the foundation, could be the next generation. So as I say, I've huge thanks for him because he put a lot of faith in me to let me work on his songs. And as I say, he definitely. He threw petrol on
definitely
on
are the next generation. Well, you're already here. It's just a matter of getting heard more people, more followers, more listeners, more fans, and I've no doubt at all it's going to happen. More bowsies.
More bowsies.
I think I'm a bowsie. I'm definitely a bowsie myself after tonight.
You're an honorary bowsie.
Absolutely. Now, you're going to finish off tonight with us. You're going to do something a bit different.
Yeah, we're going to do something for the crack, something a bit special. We organised this about 2 minutes before we went
Literally,
live,
that's what I was wondering. Was it still happening?
we changed it up a little bit, and we said we'd give this a blast. So yeah, we might do a little mashup, a little medley here for the crack. We try something out, try and get people singing. If they're singing at home in their kitchens or in their bedrooms or wherever they are,
or in their sheds.
In their sheds, exactly.
You never know.
I'll be back in the shed soon. Trust me.
So, you're going to leave us with this. Do you want to surprise everybody?
Yeah. And I'd just like to say, actually, guys, before I jump back, listen, thank you so much for being here tonight. So it sounded like I was choking up there. I am. It's an honour. What an honour to come here and play in this amazing venue. Special thanks to all the staff, all the guys here. You come in and they really look after you. And it's a pleasure and it's an honour. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let you get ready. And
come
here. It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Listen, thank you so much. And no doubt I'll see you again. Definitely see you again. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ross is going to basically finish off. He's going to do a little surprise for us. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here tonight. Stephen will be back in the hot seat next Friday night, 7 p.m. with the beer mats. We're going to leave you with Ross D. Take it away.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to leave you with this one. Wherever you are in the world, guys, sing along with me. In Oranmore, in the county Galway, one pleasant evening in the month of May, I spied a damsel. She was young and handsome, and her beauty fairly took my breath away. Sing it if you know it. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. Sing it out. She wore a bonnet with ribbons on it, and around her shoulder was a Galway shawl. Oh! We kept on walking, she kept on talking, till her father's cottage came into view. Oh! She said, come in, sir, and meet my father. Won't you play to please him, the foggy Jew? Sing it if you know it! She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet, what is it? With ribbons on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl. It was early, all in the morning, when I hit the road for old Donegal. She said goodbye, sir, and she cried and kissed me, and my heart remains with the Galway shawl. Sing it with me, here we go. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. Oh! She wore a bonnet with ribbons on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl. One more time, come on! She wore no clothes, what's it? No costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. Oh! She wore a bonnet with ribbons on it, and around her shoulders was a Galway shawl, and around her shoulders was the Galway shawl. Here we go! Well, I took a stroll down the old hall walk of the day. Met a little girl and we stopped to talk on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, come on, what's a fella to do? Yeah, her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then, yeah, I'll be taking a whirl. Oh! Around a salt hill prom with a Galway girl. Sing it out, come on! Da na 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 na. Oh, we were halfway there when the rain came down on a day. She took me up to a flat downtown on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, come on, what's a fella to do? Oh, if her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then, come on, I'll be taking a whirl now. Oh, on the salt and prom with a Galway girl. Yeah, I lost my heart to a Galway girl. Sing it with me, here we go. Na 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 na. Well, I took a stroll down the old hall walk of the day. Met a little girl and we stopped to talk on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what's a fella to do? Sing it out! Oh, if her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then, yeah, I'll be taking a whirl, nah, nah, nah. Oh, around the salt and prom with a Galway girl. Woo! Yeah, I lost my heart to a Galway girl. Yeah, I lost my heart to a Galway girl. Yeah, I lost my heart to a Galway girl. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a million. Stay safe. God bless.